Well, hello there, tankers of the Blitz universe. I'm Flossie, and I'm finally back in business. And today, we are going to be reviewing the AMX CDA 105, which is currently available in this event right here. You can, in fact, get this tank for free. All you have to do is deal 330,000 damage. So yes, that will take you a decent amount of battles, and I'm expecting it'll take probably, I'd say 150 to 200 games to get this tank, just by playing casually. However, once you do get that tank, you will be able to sell it for gold if you do, or just, you'll get 3,750 gold. I believe that's the amount, but you'll get a lot of gold for free if you do already have the tank in your garage like I do here. And if you don't, then you'll be getting a decent tier 8 tank destroyer, which I will review in today's video. So let's get right into the tank's stats here in just a moment. Here, starting off with the gun. It deals 350 damage on its standard shells, 300 on the premium, and 440 on the HE, which is fairly nice. As for the penetration, it's 273 on the standard shells, 341 on its premium, and 58 on the high explosive. So especially that heat pen is really nice. 341 heat pen is extremely nice. I am using calibrated shells, however, because I like, of course, to get the maximum amount of penetration I can out of a vehicle. In terms of its accuracy and overall gun handling, the aim time is 2.9 seconds, which is very, very nice, and its dispersion of 0.308 is also very nice. So for the most part, this tank is quite accurate, yeah, its gun is fairly nice. It has 8 degrees of gun depression as well, and a DPM of around 2,400 while using calibrated. Of course, you can get that up by about 100 DPM to just shy of 2,600, so it's pretty good on the gun statistics. In terms of the mobility this tank carries, it goes 50 forward, which is very, very quick, and 20 in reverse, which is fantastic. I love to see 20 reverse speed. And the average top speed, or average speed, is about 44, so its power to weight is 29.1, which means that you'll be getting up to its top speed quite quickly, in fact. And same with the hull traverse rate. You'll be... basically, it'll be hard for mediums and lights to out-traverse you, so it's very, very nice in terms of the overall mobility. Now, let's break into the tank's armor profile. And you can see here I'm using another tank destroyer to shoot at this, the WZ-121 GFT. And I am using calibrated shells on it as well. So you can see here, this tank on flat ground is nothing special. You're going to see here with AP shells, you're going to be cutting right through this thing. Yeah, the upper plate is only 180, the superstructure is 150 at its weakest, and 96 on the lower plate means you can even get HE'd by some people on the lower plate, which is, it's a little bit sus, but that's just on flat ground, and you also do have this huge bongler of a hatch right there. So yeah, that's with AP. However, using 8 degrees of gun depression that this tank does have, you can see here against AP shells, it's an auto ricochet on the sides here. Now you can still pen this area here. It's only about 198 millimeters thick, and you still do have that massive hatch on the top there. So overall, the armor profile on this thing is not all that reliable, and you can see here when I just load the heat shells, then it becomes an easier pen. However, this tank can be troll in certain situations to actually deal with. So I personally don't recommend you rely on the tank's armor when you're driving this thing, but you do get the occasional troll bounce every once in a while. And the side armor is, yeah, 50 millimeters thick. That is awful. And the rear is also bad too, 40 thick. So you're going to be getting HE spammed by a lot of tanks, especially on the sides and rear. So be very careful about that. And you really want to play this thing passive, which I will show you in a second here when we get into the live battles. So like I just said, play this thing very passive, and that means you don't exactly want to completely camp at the very back of the map, because in my opinion, the gun is nice, but it's not accurate enough to be a completely, like, spawn sniping tank destroyer. You do want to play it kind of midline, but you do want to play it very carefully, like I just said. So what I usually do is I will play this thing a little bit more aggressive than your average tank destroyer. simply because the mobility is really nice on it. So I like to usually either send it heavy side or medium side, but because of the mobility, you can be quite flexible with where you send it, with where you are sending it. So, like on a map like Canal here, I'm going to send this thing medium side because we have a Dracula and a Defender Mark I who I can support. So, what I usually like to do is I will let my teammates take all the hits for me. I know that sounds a bit like a non-team player move, but it's what I do. And it allows me to, because I don't have much HP, like I literally have less than a Dracula, which is a literal tier 7 medium, which is kind of crazy. So I usually let people take hits for me, and then I will shoot when I see the enemy has shot. And that's basically the playstyle of this thing. You want to play it super passive, and you want to really utilize your team's HP to your advantage here. I'm not exactly sure what the enemy team is doing at the moment, but we'll see if I can get a shell into this T-23-3 when he pokes next. And yeah, the only reason I play it so passive is obviously because I just showed you the armor profile is not very good, and you'll find that even some tier 7s will be able to just butter right through you. So this guy, I don't know what he's doing, but we do slap him for 319. This is one of the tanks that I'm fine trading with because he has like literally no alpha damage. So if he does shoot me back, I'm not exactly all that worried. And we hit him twice in a row, dealing 667 damage in total, which is quite nice. And I'm going to keep holding this corner area here. I am, in fact, going to actually change positions. I see that their Scorpion G is on the hill, and I'll see if I can get an HE into him before he can escape. No, that shell went nowhere. I guess the terrain just made my gun move up and down too much. So yeah, we don't actually get any damage into the Scorpion. Our teammate does kill that guy, and we're going to bring this T-23-3 down to a 2-shot for our defender. We do actually have our AMX AC-48 over here as well. So in that case, I will push up with them. I'm not going to sit at the back and just let them like die for free, because now that I do have a decent amount of health, it should be enough to... I don't know if I can actually take a full clip from this guy, but I think we should be able to. Let's see. Yeah, we are able to take a clip from this guy, and that's good. That saves our Defender Mark I from dying. So hopefully he can get the couple of kill shots into this guy. There we go. Nice. And all that's left are 2 tank destroyers and a 53 TP. So you can see there, like, I played passive for the first little while, but I don't usually sit, like, fully at the back of the map because, again, I kind of like getting in the action. I find playing tank destroyers in spawn, like, really boring. So I usually play them a little bit too aggressive, but that's just me. I don't know. I prefer playing them a little bit more aggressive. It makes it more interesting. But yeah, it's not exactly a very noob-friendly tank. Like, it is a free tank that a lot of people will end up getting. But for the majority of the time, like, new players are not going to have a very fun time in this thing because the slightest mistakes you just get punished so hard for. So we are able to get another shell into the 53 TP, which is very nice. And we're actually doing really well this game. We're already at 2,900 damage. Now, I did see that T-34-2 GFT shooting at me, and I know he's still probably staring at me in the dip there. So I will be careful of that. Let's see if the 53 TP is going to back up and give me a shell. Unfortunately, my gun said no, and we don't, in fact, get a shell into that guy. But we'll see if the T-34... Oh, he did move. All right, interesting. And he does ammo rack. Oh my god, he ammo racks the WZ, which is very fun there. All right, well, the Scorpion is completely lost, and he doesn't see where I am, so I'm going to get a quick shell into him, and then I will back my way right on up because I know that their T-34 is over there, so I don't really want to get killed by him. And, wow, my nose is nice and itchy right now. Oh, yeah, I love that. And our Defender Mark I is... being an interesting team leader there, apparently. But let's see what we can do. So the Defender does pick up the 53 TP, and he's probably going to get most... Oh, wait, he just clip reloaded. Wait a minute. Free damage when? Oh, boy, let's get some free shells into this T-34 here. I'm assuming he's not going to be looking at me. There we go. Let's see if I can ram him for a bit more damage. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah. And just like that, we're at 3,300 damage, and he's not able to kill me. That was a really nice first game in this tank, and you can see there, like, again, I don't play this thing too passive, but I don't play it at the very front line. Like, I let my Dracula take the hits, I let the Defender and the AC go in first, and then once I knew that I was able to properly support them, then I went in myself. So that's kind of the playstyle of this vehicle. Hello, so post-production Flossie here. This is now your intermission between games where I would normally be yapping about the tank and how I did in the previous game, but my computer decided to die on me, and so my game crashed, and because my graphics card is so bad, sometimes it just randomly crashes for whatever reason. So yeah, now this is your intermission in between games, and yeah, let's load into game number 2, I guess. Let's get into game number 2 here on Black Goldville. Now, again, I mean, I don't know why my computer keeps, like, crashing on me, because I literally play warm-up games before I start recording to try and avoid that issue. Anyways, yeah, like I said, game number 2 on Black Goldville, and I'm going to take a more passive position this game, especially because I don't know what my team is doing. They're going mid and to the left and to the right. Like, we're super split right now. So this is not all that great, and I do want to have a nice position where I can run from if I need to, but we'll see where the enemy team in fact goes. Here we go. We see the WZ-132A going medium side, so it looks like most of their team is sort of going medium side and a little bit in mid. I don't know if that T-77 is by himself in mid or what the rest of the team is doing, but we will keep holding this position for right now. And actually they have taken caves on us, which is, it's not great, but because our team isn't really over here, it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Let's see if I can get a shell into the WZ. Unfortunately, he backs up before I can hit it, but that's okay. Let's see. Our team is kind of playing, like, really weird. They aren't kind of playing weird, they are playing really weird. I don't know what they're doing, and I also don't know what the enemy team is doing either. So let's see if I can get a nice snap shell into the T-54E2. There we go, and the WZ is still over here staring at me. There we go, the T-54E2 does get a bounce. I was hoping that I could overmatch his side there, but he is angled enough to where we can't. So I'm, again, just going to play passive. We'll see if this WZ does poke me. He's looking a bit antsy, so hopefully he does poke me. And actually, you know what? There's an ISU behind me who I can probably get a shell into. Oh, 2 ISUs. Okay, interesting. They are in tune, I just realized that. Okay, well, let's get a shell into the ISU there. He has bled a ton of health now, and we'll put on my adrenaline so I can get another shell into the other ISU now. So there we go. We do hit him once. He does back up, and their shark is now getting pushed by our WZ. So I will help him out. I'll help our WZ out. We get a nice shell into the shark there for 377. And this is looking okay right now. It's a little bit weird still as to what our team is actually doing. But at least the WZ is taking the attention of this player, so I'm able to get a couple of free shells out before he does shoot me. He's going to shoot me, and bro bounces me somehow. Interesting stuff right there. I don't know what to say about that, but we're hopefully going to get the clear shell into him. Never mind, my teammate does. And just like that, there's only 4 enemy players left, so we are up by a tank, of course, so that's pretty good. And, bro, this guy bounces me, but I bounce him as well. So apparently, tanks with no armor just are going to be bouncing each other this game. Interesting stuff. He bounces me again. Guys, I swear, this tank does not have this much armor. This guy is just not very good at the game. To be bouncing me. But we do get a, unfortunately, he does pen us, so now we are a one-shot to this guy here. Hopefully, we can get back into cover before he does kill us. Nice, nice, nice. Our teammate does pick up that kill, and ooh, I just realized the ISU is probably still back there. So I am not going to peek that while I'm still spotted, and I will get unspotted, and then I will make my way more towards the left here. Because I don't know where their VK is, but yes, there he is. I was assuming he was going to be in mid somewhere. So let's see if I can get a shell into this VK here. And I think I have enough gun depression for this. Ooh, but he can see me now. So, yeah, I had to get a quick shell towards him, but unfortunately, it doesn't pen. The ISU does finish off our WZ, so I am free to push up a little bit because now I know the ISU is not in that corner anymore. The VK is not even looking at me anymore, so let's see if I can get a shell into his turret there. Nice. That puts us over 3,000 damage for our second battle, which is pretty good. And we do out-reload the VK, so let's get the kill shot into him. And just like that, 2 solid games in a row, both of which I think are pretty good at showcasing what this tank is able to do. And, yeah, I mean, I was going to show the nice replay and be like, oh, I did a lot of damage this game, but actually both of my live games, I did in fact do more damage. Let's see here. Here it is, the AMX CDA 105, the very first game I did play in this thing today. And I think it's just a pretty clutch game, actually. I'm surprised we even won this game. So you can see my computer is being super slow. We load into this game super late, so let me just skip the first few seconds of it. But yeah, our team is making their way up onto medium side of Middleburg here. So I'm going to do the same, and in fact, I do spot 2 of their tanks making their way in mid, which is very, very odd. So I say, okay, I'm not going to keep pushing up top. I will start shooting at the tanks going mid, because of course it is kind of free damage when they do this. But you can see here, the armor is not very good. We do get penned by the AC there. We do get a lucky bounce from the Lycan, although that tank can pretty much easily pen me anywhere, and unfortunately my aim is sus, so we do bounce the AMX there, and the gun trolls us there, so we do miss another shell into him. But so far it's even. Both teams have lost a tank. However, their team does have double base cap, and oh boy, I get bled out a ton by someone in A. I don't know who that is yet in this game, but there we go. We finally do spot the SMV, and he does actually, like, he high rolled me really, really high there. So that was really unfortunate, and now I am a one-shot technically to him if he does high roll me again, and I'm definitely a one-shot to the Lycan. So this is not looking great anymore for my HP, and I'm gonna have to keep playing super passive and hope for the best. So let's see if I can get a shell into the SMV, and no, that one bounces. I should have loaded premium, but I tried to pen him with AP, and our IS-2 shielded gets ammo-racked. So yeah, this is not looking good anymore. They have a lot of HP still that we have to get through, and we only have 3 tanks left, on top of them having almost all of the base caps at this point. Like, we are down tremendously bad on base cap right now. I try to get a shell into the Lycan when he's not looking at me, but he does get lucky and my shell misses him, so I'm going to try again. We'll see here. Unfortunately, that does bounce, and we do get a super lucky low roll from that guy. I believe that's a low roll from him, but yeah, we're not dead yet, and I'm going to get another shell into the Lycan. I'm going to play super aggressive here. I shouldn't be poking this to begin with, but I do get a lucky bounce from the SMV, keeping us alive, and I get another shell into the Lycan, as you saw there. So yeah, at this point, it is looking like GG's for our team, because they are up on 950 base cap. All they basically have to do is not push me. This SMV, all he has to do is not push me, and he wins. You can see, though, on top of the C cap, their team is now losing, because our team had somehow won that with 43 health and 82 health. I don't know how. And the SMV bounces me. Like, bro, what? You can see the armor can be troll sometimes, and we actually win this game. I say lol, because, like, bro, we shouldn't have won that game. So I think that's just a funny game to showcase the tank's kind of troll armor. Like, we got so lucky so many times this game, all because of the troll armor profile. And you can see there we blocked 1100 damage, which really shouldn't happen at all, and we deal just under 2700. So yeah, you can see the tank is actually pretty nice. It's not exactly the most fun tank in the world, but at the end of the day, a free tier 8 premium is a free tier 8 premium, and I highly recommend you guys grind this event if you do get this this certain event. I know there's a Tiger 131 event, and I think Wargaming's giving them out separately, so it'll be like, depending on, I don't know what, but depending on how many games you play, maybe you'll get either or. So luckily I did get this event, and for any of you who do luckily get to that event as well, this is a very nice tank to acquire, and especially if you already have it in your garage, I mean, grind the event anyways, because you'll get some free gold. Anyways, enough rambling. For any of you out there who have not yet subscribed to my channel yet, I highly recommend you do so. It's a fantastic way to support me and the content I make, as well as stay up to date when I post a video almost daily. Almost. Anyways, with that, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.